Ready? Do you want to be in it when we start?
You go start.
All right.
Hi guys, welcome to Essence of Medicine. This is the history of Christmas past.
My name's Alyssa Haber.
And I'm Santa. So, welcome to this episode of the Essence of History, the history of Christmas. What could be more interesting than that? So, Amanda, tell me about first how you feel when Christmas comes close.
I feel, if I'm going to be honest, I feel overwhelmed when Christmas is coming. I feel like there's a lot of pressure surrounding Christmas and that it doesn't really go back to its original roots.
I can get on board with that. There's a lot that rides on Christmas. I just think as we get older, we see Christmas in a different way.
Definitely.
So you lose a little bit of that. I'm so excited to sit under the Christmas trees with family and drink hot chocolate and watch movies.
Mhm.
You get older and it's more of that stress and making sure everything goes as planned, but there's still that little bit of joy that comes with the holiday seasons.
But the happiness that you see in the children, especially around the Christmas time, is priceless. It's truly, they're just the uplifted spirit that they have. Just in December, it's just everybody's looking forward to that. And you said something about the tradition and about the origin of that. Now I put some preview out there that Christmas, the way we celebrate it, and most of the world is celebrating, is an American holiday. We invented the Christmas.
It is
Hey,
invented by Americans.
we are. It is our holiday, and other people can think or pretend that they have some contribution in that to some degree.
Yeah.
But what is the most Christmassy things that you can think of?
Christmas tree.
Okay, the Christmas tree was originally actually came from the Egypt long time before the 1000 BC. They put something on a tree, and that tradition with Julius Caesar bringing that tradition to Rome, and then that tradition continued in Germany where they put stuff on that. But the Christmas tree, the way you see that, is just 170 years old American tradition. How that we bring a evergreen and we put decoration on that. That's one of the most Christmassy thing. The Christmas tree. Here you are. The way we do it, we took it from Germans, but we made it so much better. We added so much glitter to that.
Mhm.
In Germany, they used to add actually cookies or edible stuff. So
For Santa to eat?
no,
The
no,
tradition here is
for
for
children. For
Well,
children.
now
children
that-
eat them?
Now that you
children would
say
eat
that,
them.
there's some different like garlands that they make out of popcorn and nuts,
oranges.
Absolutely.
And corn and popcorn and so on, but mostly the glitter that you see, it's hate to say that, was a department store kind of thing to attract more people in around 1830s to 1860s. That was so. What else is very Christmassy?
Santa.
Santa. Let's talk about Santa now. I know you guys have done your homework, so why don't you tell me about Santa?
About our Santa or about the true Santa?
No, talk about both because they're not separate. You cannot separate them in the Christmas tradition.
Sure. Well,
Okay.
I'm not well versed on Santa. We all kind of have that childhood version of what you read in the children's books and, the overnight delivering the presents, which does happen. But then
Yeah.
there's also
Yes, for sure.
there's also that religious side of things of where Santa came with the Saint Nicholas and how you get that name. And I think you're onto, well, actually, I know you're onto something when you say we kind of Americanize, these things to make it how we want it. And we created Saint Nicholas, this saint in the Roman Catholic Church, to become the gift giver, the Christmas, the man of the winter season.
Yeah. But we can go either from Santa, what's today, go back and talk about where that come from, or we can go from the origin, where was it started, and then follow over the centuries to our today. Now, was it historical Santa Claus? Yes,
Was
it was. It has been a historical person named Saint Nicholas, and today in Germany, the 6th of December is celebrated by most of Middle Europe and even Northern Europe as the day of Saint Nicholas or Nicholas Day, where people get a sock or something or advent calendar where every day you open another small door and
an
so on.
advent calendar.
Yeah.
I loved my advent calendars growing up.
Yeah.
We got them straight from Germany too, actually.
That's so cute.
We sold them at our school. Just another way to count down the holidays. But
Yeah.
it was always German chocolate.
What is
Another way to-
chocolate?
It was
Yeah.
always chocolate,
Yeah.
and we always got them from Germany.
All
I'll
my
remember.
kinders every year and starting in the Nicholas Day, they get some present and then the advent calendar. But that Saint Nicholas or Nicholas was a monk,
Okay.
and in about I think about somewhere between fifth or sixth century, where being a good Christian would go to poor people, not necessarily around Christmas, but just all the time, and give them food. And I know that kids these days are more excited with the iPhone or iPad,
Every year, Christmas gets more and more expensive
and
and
that is the stressful part of it.
luxurious.
But on the other hand of it, the older I get, the more I would accept food as a Christmas present
Right.
as well.
Right.
So he would go around and give people, poor children, food, and that tradition got. And he was actually a monk in today's what we call Turkey. I forgot what century it was. I think it was either 3rd or 5th century, but practically in a city that called Myra, he would go and give food, and that tradition got passed on and on and on. So more people would do that. And his name, that's how he got his sainthood actually, because he was taking care of the poor people, poor children, especially in winter, being hungry, that can be deadly.
I think in the beginning of like the celebration of Christmas, it was actually around winter solstice, and they were or because of winter solstice, and part of what they were celebrating is the fact that they can eat because of the cold winter. They're always worried about starvation.
Yes, that is a huge. We've just walked to a supermarket and fill out our basket. I just went yesterday, bought $300 chocolate that I gave to everybody. That much calorie, you had to, kill a bear with your bare hand to get that much calorie to your community. Okay, so we are a society of plenty. But talking about Santa Claus, Saint Nicholas got accepted in the entire Europe, and then in Holland or Netherlands, the version that they used for Saint Nicholas was Sinterklaas. That's the Dutch word for Saint Nicholas abbreviation. So Sinterklaas came to US and became Santa Claus. Now I'm going to tell you something. Do you know the city called New Amsterdam?
Yes.
What that city?
In New Amsterdam?
The city of New Amsterdam. What do we call city of New Amsterdam
Oh,
now?
I don't know.
New York.
Oh,
New York
sure.
used to be called
New
Amsterdam.
You are correct. I
There's
remember that.
lots of Dutch influence. So with that influence, the Sinterklaas became Santa Claus in New Amsterdam and now New York and then entire United States. Now, he wasn't a big man because these monks, they were aesthetic, they were thin, but it became bigger.
How did he become bigger?
Because he became
He's
older and
more-
become wealthy. He become, for a
Eats
very-
lots of cookies.
Yeah.
That's what happened is they
See?
added in the Christmas cookies aspect.
But these days everybody want to be skinny. But in just not even 200 years ago, being skinny was you were more likely
in
to
famine.
die. Yeah, you were in famine. Being big, that was if you see some models from 100 years ago, they have pretty much good amount of healthy.
Well, because that means they aren't having to work hard and they aren't having to like worry about food.
Yes.
They're having a life of luxury.
So Santa become bigger and older and had a beard, but he still didn't have the red clothes and so on. That came all in about 1820.
Wow. Do you know what he
Not
wore
like-
before then?
Nobody really knows because that wasn't a tradition.
Sure.
It became a tradition with Santa. But the Santa's outfit, as we see today,
Mm-hmm.
who can tell me where that came from? Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola made
I
Santa.
should have guessed that. That makes so much sense.
Coca-Cola does
An
play a big
advertising
part.
scheme.
Do you notice Coca-Cola's bottle red color is
Mhm.
the same color that Santa wears?
Yep. We could go all about
1930s.
advertising and
Oh, yeah.
1930s.
Growing up, my family had a lot of like Coca-Cola polar bear Christmas decorations.
Yeah, here you are. Well, so we covered two things. A Christmas tree and Santa Claus.
Mhm.
We haven't covered the first Christmas
No.
or the beginning of Christmas.
So what do you want to know about that? What do you want to say?
Well, was Santa there on the first Christmas?
No, Santa wasn't even born in the first Christmas. The Santa, the way we know it, is a invention from a book
Mhm.
that was published in New York by a very famous writer. I forgot the name, but in a book that he brings the Santa, he practically tells a poem create a poem. He was himself I think a Protestant. How do you call him? Reverend bishop. That he wrote a poem about the Santa Claus for his children. Now, what you need to know, Christmas was not always appreciated by Christian in the New World or even in the Old World. As a matter of fact, did you know they would find anybody in Boston if they would celebrate Christmas? They would find them. Did you know that?
Mhm.
So people who wanted to celebrate Christmas, they had to go to New York. So pilgrims, the religious, they banished, they literally forbid celebration of the Christmas initially. So, so this bishop wrote a poem about the beauty of Christmas and the Santa Claus, and invented all those reindeers. Okay, and that was just I think 1820 something.
1823.
Good one, good one.
1823. Amanda, do you remember which two reindeer got their names changed?
No, I already forgot. I think it was Vixen and Dasher, Dancer, Donner.
If you guys are
One of them was
curious to the
Blitzen.
answer.
One of them were Blixen.
Yep, it was Blixen. And but yeah, check out our TikTok on
Yeah.
Essence by IS Life.
So why did these religious pilgrims ban Christmas?
Because Christmas
Because
has
our Christmas, when I celebrate Christmas, my grandma makes a big deal about the mother and the child. What is that?
The nativity scene.
Nativity scene. My grandma makes a huge deal out of the nativity scene, and I'm sure
Okay.
your family has.
Oh yeah, my grandma's got one that she puts out in her snowy lawn every Christmas.
Our
Mhm.
understanding of Christmas is it's the birth of Christ. So why would the pilgrims ban that?
Let's go to the root of that. First of all, according to Bible, when Christ was born, people were herding their goats and sheep.
Their flocks. Yep.
Nobody does that in winter. If anything, Christ was most likely born in spring or early summer, because nobody really takes the herd. That is according to Bible.
Mhm.
And but more importantly, Constantine, Emperor Constantine, the first Christian emperor, decided the 24th of the December is going to be birth of the Christ, just like that. But there's a huge historical, political fact to that, to why he decided it that way. So, and these pilgrims, they would read the Bible, they would know the story. They knew there is another aspect of the Christmas, which has nothing to do with Christianity, which is a pagan,
Pagan holiday.
Pagan holiday. So they did not like that. They did not like the pagan aspect of the Christian holiday. And it took actually almost in the 1700 years, around 1600, 1700, that Christmas was slowly moving from being a pagan holiday to being a Christian holiday. And that is why they didn't like.
I have a
Because
question.
they were truly believing that is interfering with their beliefs, with their religion, with their which.
I say my question is like the name itself, Christmas, comes from the origin, like the Mass of Christ. So I was
Where did they
curious.
started that?
That's what I was curious about. Was at when did we adapt the name Christmas?
When and where?
As well in Holland, they started with
Dutch
truly
people.
a mass of the Christ. Okay, so and that was a counterpunch to the pagan who are doing this unbelievable pagan holiday.
They call it Christmas?
No, the pagan would call it something else. Initially in Rome, they would call it Saturnalia. And for people who don't know what Saturnalia is, you would be blushing if you would go and read what Saturnalia was.
I want to know.
Is it related to satire?
No,
Okay.
no.
Woo.
Saturn is the word
Okay.
in Jupiter.
Happy
The-
with
Yeah,
that.
it's
So,
kind of sad.
you know the
Astronaut.
the Greek, they have their own gods like Zeus. The version of the Jupiter was the main god of the Roman, but there was another god, Saturn, and the Saturnalia is the feast for the god of Saturn, the other god, and there was another holiday there. It's called Juvenalia, where they would celebrate the children of, because the children,
Juvenile.
they had no place in their society. Saturnalia was a big celebration where the role would change. They had slaves. Everybody was goofy. For a whole month, the slave would be the master and the master would be slave.
You're kidding me.
No.
I think we should try that. A
You don't
month
have
of
slaves.
us being Hamid.
Yeah, no.
Hamid taking
No,
over.
I opt out. I don't want to be.
You wanna work 130 hours a week?
You know what?
Yeah.
For a month, I'd try anything. Okay,
else?
don't. Just
Okay,
kidding. Just kidding.
No.
I take it back.
So in that month, but there were things as well that's not the part that would make you blush. They would celebrate that with lots of orgies.
Oh, see,
Yep.
satire. I'm telling you.
No, it's not satire. It's just they were Roman. They were just that was their thing, and that was celebrated by Roman. The Roman gave it to all these pagan gods and all the other Germans and they always celebrated the winter solstice, and there is a reason for that. When you get to 21st of December. The days get shorter and shorter and shorter. The sun becomes the lowest on the horizon, and it stays there for 3 days, and then at the 24th start rising again. That was a sign that sun is going to go up higher. It's going to become warmer, starting of the practical days getting longer. So that was celebrated all along Europe long before. So in Holland, they wanted to have counteract this pagan, horrible celebration. By the way, even in New York in early 1800s, what we call today Christmas was carnival, and it was tons of violence. People would go like like a Sturgis or like a Oktoberfest, like they would go drunk and destroy property to go and so on. As a matter of fact, the police force in New York City was established, or Boston, one of these places was New York City, I believe, was established after, I think in 2018, in 1818, they had really horrible the violence in Christmas time. So they had to create the police force in New York City to be prepared for the next year. So now, in counteract all of that, in Dutch, the Christian says, we are going to do something different. We are going to do a Mass for the Christ, a Christ Mass. And the Christ Mass became Christmas. Before that, nobody would call it even Christmas. So Christmas, even the name, is about 200 years old. So do you see that all these developments are not that old? So then we had Christmas, and then people just couldn't let the other tradition go, though. So they took lots of things from they mixed it together. And that was one of the reasons, actually, what true Christian didn't like Christmas, because more and more these people brought pagan, like the Christmas tree, like
the traditions of the pagan holiday
they bring
with
it to the Christmas. So, and now we are in 1820s. Now, Christmas, the name established, the Santa Claus, not the current version, but that version established, the book with all the reindeer, and now we come to Rudolph. Amanda, what do you know about Rudolph?
Well, I just found out that Rudolph wasn't born with a red nose.
Oh, okay.
What else you got?
His red nose?
Illness? Were you saying?
Yes, and you see, we American, again, Rudolph, all these Santa Claus and reindeers, Mrs. Claus and so on, they are all American inventions, okay? So, we love in America an underdog story. Now, you go to look at the movie theaters and so on, like Rocky, like almost half of the movies.
Every movie has someone who has a come up.
And that is, we love that. So imagine now there is a reindeer who is sick, who has a red nose. This is
getting made fun of.
They wouldn't let him play in all the reindeer games.
Yeah.
He's getting bullied.
And now,
that foggy Christmas Eve.
Santa came to town.
His disability becomes his power.
Yeah.
That's what Rudolph is. He shines the way for the rest of them. So, how old were you when you knew the name of all the reindeers?
Well, I've always known this song.
Always known this
Yeah.
song? Can you sing it?
Yeah, I can.
Go ahead.
We're going to have to do that on our Patreon. You have to pay if you want to see us singing.
Ooh.
No, we give it to you for free.
You started off.
He started off.
I don't know it. I don't know the song.
Ah.
I'm a reader of the history.
Okay, make sure you guys check into our next podcast where we will feature Hamid singing the reindeer song.
We'll teach him the words.
Okay, you teach me the word, then I sing it. Now, no singing today?
No, I'm feeling a little hoarse.
Okay, so we are in 19. She's itching to sing that. You should sing it.
No, I gotta keep the viewers coming back for
Okay.
more.
Yeah.
We can sing a little bit.
Okay,
Which one?
go.
We'll start off with the words. Ready? 3, 2, 1. You. Are you gonna sing it? You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all?
Ready?
Rudolph.
Bum, bum.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer
Had a very shiny nose. And if you ever
Now we can
saw
Okay.
the next.
Okay. So we are at just before the Civil War. We in 1840 to 1860. So by that time, the department store was a thing, especially in New York City and bigger cities in North. And they noticed that if they bring a Santa, they put the Santa in their front yard and let the children come and see the Santa, sit on Santa's lap. They add 30% to their revenue. 30% just having a Santa there.
I believe it because I'm guessing you've had a couple
still doing
children.
that. We still
and
do that.
How hard is it to pull children away from something that they really, really want? Such as seeing
Especially-
Santa, these presents, they're all
And
over.
then they do it at J.C. Penney, so then the kids have to walk through all the clothing, all the toys and
And I
stuff.
had to be there. You know how busy I am. We had to go there for 1 hour, go from all these stairs and so on. For 15 seconds, my kids sit on Santa's lap
I know.
to take a picture.
I know.
Did they cry?
What?
So many kids cry when they
What?
see
So many
Santa.
parents are very, very
The parents
obsessed
are
with the thought of having pictures of their kids on Santa's laps. That 90% of them come out
Crying.
petrified, scary. They are scared to death of Santa Claus, and they post them and they love them, and we all laugh and think it's cute. And it's the same idea.
Yeah.
It's the same idea.
And then they noticed Santa needed a helper.
The elves.
Elves. That was born.
Buddy.
Because you couldn't manage all these children just by Santa. You have to have somebody there.
Making the stuff.
I say, and being at the North Pole making all the toys,
No, I'm
managing.
talking about the
managing a
whole
schedule.
Kids are waiting to sit on Santa's lap. They had to have people to help Santa, their
The
helpers,
lines.
and they made it just put a little spin on it. Then they had the elves.
Well, when did elves come into play in Christmas? Do you know?
Around the same middle of the 18
in the books.
1800s
I
and
think
so
it
on.
started.
Yeah.
I think the elves were in the original Santa Christmas story.
Yeah. And then it just the whole universe got started, which we all enjoy now. It's a beautiful tradition, and children enjoy that. That is the good time of the year for them. But let's be proud of it. We American made Christmas the way it is. It was all American invention.
Wow, that's such a shocker that Americans made an invention surrounded by shopping and spending money
And it's not shocking.
and lavish shows of how much money you spent this year.
That's the one thing that kind of blows my mind is we talk about Christmas was originally about giving gifts
Yeah.
and we talked about giving food to the poor and this and that, and now we almost kind of see Christmas and the shopping as how many presents can we give, how many presents
Yeah.
can we open, can we show off what we're giving this year and what we got. It's less about being around the family and the true meaning.
And feeding the starving children and things
Which-
like that.
But let's go back to that. If we are talking about this Christmas origin was made by our department store to feed that frenzy of shopping and gift and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, we shouldn't forget about that. Even though we hate the commercialism of the Christmas, which of you hates when you get a present?
I don't hate when I receive gifts, but I
You
do
just
not.
hate to give it?
But I do not.
No.
I'm not trying to be a Grinch here, but I do not really appreciate when I receive gifts that I now have, like a Christmas mug. What am I now? I have a Christmas mug I have to store in my cabinet all year until 1 month, and I get to use it 1 month. You know what I mean? Like
See,
I
That's
appreciate
why
gifts.
I don't take my Christmas tree away. People when I have my work in my man cave, my work thing, behind me is a Christmas tree all year long.
I've noticed that.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to keep the Christmas spirit going.
Keep the spirit going.
Yeah, all day long. Drink every like in the middle of July.
see, Hamid would have been perfect in the movie Elf, where they
Yeah.
said,
Gosh.
treat every day like it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Every day is a
right.
Christmas. Now, but let's not forget about that Christmas, more or less, the way it is now, is made for children.
It is.
this is the time that the children, you just have to look at few children just around your, friends and so on, to see that the spirit, and that's a beautiful thing when you see the happiness in their eyes. Now, sure, uh, you can create that happiness with different methods, but gifts does work.
Yeah, they do.
For children, gift always works, and it works for adults too. So what are you getting this Christmas, Amanda?
I actually asked for like these special light bulbs that connect to my phone.
Wow, nice.
Super sweet.
I came up with a little something for Amanda's birthday. I'll have to let you in on it. We can't tell him or for
No.
Christmas, but we can't tell Amanda.
Oh,
Because
then we cannot talk about it.
yeah, we can't talk about it here, but stay tuned for the
Second
for the
round.
Christmas present for Amanda.
Yeah, we do try and celebrate Christmas here for our team. We put some stockings together, so it does help.
Festive.
It does help kind of bring up the energy and make people happier. And we've been listening to Christmas music and singing along during work.
Well, by the way, I think they should forbid that you can start Christmas music in November.
I
It should
regret
be-
that.
It should be forbidden. Come on, Christmas. Let's just say definitely nothing before December, and maybe start the second week in December, all the Christmas. So, but you understand that as well is a department store and the shopping thing. Longer the Christmas, longer the
Yeah. The earlier you start advertising Christmas, the earlier people will start
If it was up to
shopping for
department store,
Christmas and
the Christmas would start on 1st of January if it was up to them. Because
and go through the full year.
Yeah, it would just
I mean,
never end.
let's talk about Black Friday a little bit. Do you think Black Friday is strategically put the day after Thanksgiving,
After you're
just
so thankful.
conveniently?
no,
No,
it's
it's
not.
it's the end of Thanksgiving and the start of what people would
Christmas
say
shopping.
Christmas season.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, we are a consumer. We are a consumer society, and there are lots of downsides of that. But that is one of the reason, though, our economy is so strong. So let as well see, with all this commercialism and materialism, as well see that the reason we live so well is because we are a capitalistic society. So we cannot go and complain and see just the negative side of that.
Sure.
This
Yep.
huge commercial value that is produced around the Christmas time give a lots of people jobs.
True. There's a lot of seasonal jobs.
Yeah, and a lot of people in China have a job and a living because we celebrate Christmas.
In America.
Here you are. Our Christmas give Chinese a living. Our present to China. The economies work in mysterious ways, but Christmas is a big part of it. So let's celebrate as well that our economic strength that comes from
Totally.
this consumer side of it. Now, I'm an optimist in that regard. Okay, so I'm even though I'm the person, I'm the Santa, I'm the person who always gives the presents. I still am a sucker for Christmas. So what else do we want to talk about?
When you were in your training, did you ever work in the ER?
Ever? All the time. What do you mean?
Did you ever have Christmas in the ER?
Every second Christmas, yeah. Either Christmas or New Year, I was in the ER.
What was worse to do, Christmas or New Year in the ER? What was more busy?
What do you think?
I don't know. I would say New Year's.
Yes.
I'd say
Christmas is a family jolly. People get together. People want to family. Only people who are absolutely sick go to ER on Christmas. Whereas New Year's, everybody get drunk and bash their heads, and we have to fix them. New Year was one of the worst ER time to be on call, and Christmas was one of the best time to be on call because
People are being safe with their family.
people are safe with their family.
I've heard that Christmas is known for two two common injuries. One, which we were going to talk about, is falling off of a ladder. Let's not forget about the Christmas tradition of putting up Christmas lights all
Who did-
over your
who
house.
put-
In
who
the
put
winter.
Christmas- Who put Christmas lights at the day of Christmas? You have to do it. 2
Well,
weeks
Well, no, this
before.
is from November.
Look
to
at where we
December.
live.
Yeah.
It's freezing cold. Yeah, starting in October. If you ask my family, I know we put Christmas lights up before the first frost even.
My dad does not take his Christmas lights down. He just leaves them up and then plugs them back in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In the
but see,
winter.
only in movies they put the Christmas lighting and so on the Christmas
So
day.
close, yeah.
Everybody else does it like few weeks
But the
before.
point we're trying to make is from November to December, there's almost
But that's not
15,000.
Christmas.
But it's about Christmas.
The Christmas
They are already
season.
taken care of
No.
in the year and the
Okay,
hospital.
okay. Hear me out on this one. The other reason we see a lot of people in the ER is for fainting or passing out during Christmas morning.
From their gifts.
No, from the Christmas ceremonies.
Oh, from
during
drinking.
church. Nope. The funny old saying is the old Christmas ladies that pass out during church, during Christmas mass, because they have to kneel and stand up, sit down and stand up so many times. We get that
Or to
vasovagal.
vasovagal or to static
Yep, and they'll pass
dysregulation.
out in the middle of Christmas
Sweet
morning
Lord.
church. Yep.
That is not a good Christmas. gift.
Nope.
No.
But I've heard that's in
They
the
should
top
stop doing that.
reasons
They
for
should stop doing that.
for
Let the
ER
old
visits
ladies
during the
sit down.
holiday seasons.
Let
Yep.
them relax.
Yep.
Exactly.
They've probably been baking all week.
You know they have cooking and like we said, the stress of the holidays. You finally
Oh, yeah.
get there and you get that sigh of relief and
You know, the beautiful part of it is, I mean, being what I am doing, I just have to write the check and somebody else deals with all the stress of the gift and so on and so forth. Like, you know, that's so in that, but I can understand that for somebody who's trying to manage the family, the children, and the dinner. You said you are stressed out because you have to make, like, for Christmas, you have to make dessert for the whole family, right?
Well, my parents are divorced, so every Christmas I have like 2 to 3 houses I have to go. And that's really overwhelming because you have to
So
bring
you have a father and a mother, or do you have to go to three?
my dad's wife's family.
Oh, so you go to your dad's family, your dad's wife's family, and your mother's family?
And I have to bring food for everybody at everyone. Everyone has some Christmas game, which I do love, but I have to like bring gifts for the games. It's just kind of overwhelming.
let's not beat around the bush. It can be draining
It
to
is.
be around family.
Okay,
the
who's your
energy.
Grinch? Okay.
I'll
the
admit
only
it. I
sucker-
am the Grinch of Christmas. That's
only
totally
sucker for
fine.
Christmas is the Persian guy who's born a Muslim or whatever. Is the Christmas sucker, and the Grinch is here. Oh, it's so stressful. We get gift. I
You were
like
just
that.
saying
but-
all you have to do is write a check.
yeah.
I have no one to write these checks. I don't have anyone to write the check for. I have to do the planning,
That's
the
right.
shopping. I don't even like to drive.
Amanda writes her own
Especially,
checks.
especially in Minnesota, driving is a.
You have to drive in a blizzard to buy a gift.
That
Okay, what does have to do with the history of Christmas stuff?
I have a question. I'm just kind of curious on your thoughts. I mean, at least in the United States, it is a big deal to want a white Christmas. I hear people, my friends that live in warm climates, they're like, I want snow for Christmas.
Yeah.
I want to see snow on Christmas.
Some people buy snow. They pay companies to come and make fake snow
Yeah.
on their.
Now there's actually Christmas trees that underneath have an umbrella, and the entire day it snows on the
Blows
Christmas
snow.
tree. Yeah, it blows up snow and the umbrella catches it.
Why? Why is everyone so obsessed with the thought of having a white Christmas?
They don't live here.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't live in Minnesota.
Okay, where is the Christ born?
Warm places in Bethlehem.
Are there snow there?
Not
Not much.
much. Not like
There
Minnesota.
is,
No.
there
very-
is lots of snow.
Where's
The
lots of
North
snow?
Pole.
North.
North
Yeah,
Europe.
Europe.
Europe. Okay, so then that tells you where this most of this tradition is originated. Not in Bethlehem.
Right. I
Right.
think everyone that wants a white Christmas needs to come up to Minnesota for Christmas and see
Yeah,
if
you're
they want
welcome.
that.
You're welcome. You know, they can get you a room in one of our concierge so you can enjoy the jolliness of the white Christmas.
We have
Yeah.
lots of Airbnbs for you
Yeah.
guys.
And you can even shovel snow to get the full feeling.
I shoveled my snow last night, and then today when I was leaving, I got stuck in my driveway.
Do you have brothers? Why don't they come and shovel for you?
That's a good question. I hope they're watching.
Yeah, they better
Get
be
over to
watching.
my house.
Yeah, yes. Otherwise, no Christmas gifts.
Yeah,
for
no
you.
Christmas presents.
Now, it is the 419. I think we covered the most of the information about the history of Christmas, and we talked about as well about this modern Christmas and stress that comes with that. Is there anything else that you guys might want to know or want to say about the history of Christmas? Is there anything else?
I do want to say a piece of history. The first song played in outer space was Jingle Bells.
Nice, that's a good one.
It was the first song ever played in space, and they chose Jingle Bells.
What does that tell you?
Americans love Christmas.
That is truly that is truly probably the reason, Well, what else do you want to talk about, or do you want to wrap it up?
I think we can tell everyone to have a very safe and thankful Christmas and
Thankful Christmas.
appreciate those around you.
And I guess I want to say that all of us here at Essence of Pod and Essence of Life, we're thankful to have all of you guys here supporting us as well. We enjoy what we do. We enjoy reading your comments. We enjoy seeing your likes. Keep on sharing and keep on spreading the Christmas season.
joy.
Yeah.
And for myself, I really enjoy making learning history, science, medicine fun. And I think I have a fantastic team. And if they say Thanksgiving is the time to say what you're thankful for, but I think every occasion
Every day.
is an
you can be
occasion. And I'm
thankful.
thankful for my team. Watch the new TikTok they made. It is a little borderline, they made me, like a baby Jesus, which was not my idea.
Well, you know the difference between a neurosurgeon and God, right?
Well,
God knows he's not a neurosurgeon.
no, it was not my idea. But I'm thankful for a team that helped me to realize my dream, which is making learning fun.
This is the Bill Nye of history.
Okay. Well, and for
Do you know who Bill Nye is?
I don't know who
Bill
Nye is.
Nye the Science Guy.
We've had a great year of podcasts, and we're looking forward to the next year.
Yes, but I'm hoping that we have one or two more.
Yeah, we should have a
podcasts
few more
the
before the end of the year.
Oh, yeah,
But
next
it won't
week.
be about Christmas anymore.
No.
No, thank you.
Thank goodness.
Well, for IS Life and Essence, I'm Dr. Abbasi.
Amanda Armagoss.
Alyssa Haber.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks. Be
Thanks,
safe.
guys.